Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on the Flash film for 2023. So CCXP, what a mouthful. That was on over the past weekend in South America. I'm not too sure specifically what country. I always thought it was in Brazil, but I think this year it was in like Argentina, but I might be wrong. But anyway, it was somewhere in South America and they showcased a bunch of new stuff coming our way from various franchises. This is sort of like the halfway between the next Comic-Con. You have Comic-Con, then 6 months later you have CCXP. It's a good little halfway point. But on the DC side of things, there was not really... They didn't really focus on like the releasing of any trailers or anything like that. Nothing really came out unless something comes out over the next day or so, which I don't think is going to be the case because they also don't have any movies coming out, Warner Brothers. So usually they have a movie, a trailer that goes alongside one of their new movies, and that's not the case. So we're waiting a bit for any trailers, I think, to come out. However, we did get the first tease for Blue Beetle through its first poster. Pretty cool style, and that confirms it for a 2023 release date, because there was concerns that either this movie was going to be delayed to 2024 or it might end up in a Batgirl situation where it gets cancelled. But they had the actor that plays Jaime Reyes. He was there. And I think one of the actresses from the movie as well. And then they showed the poster. I don't think there was any footage or anything like that. At least it wasn't publicly released, so we just got that poster. But at least it confirms it's coming out in 2023. But the only other really major talking point for DC coming out of CCXP was the first real promotional stuff for the Flash film, which gives us, you know, a look at some things which were only partially, I guess, seen in the teaser video that we got from last year's DC Fandom, with some stuff connecting back to the Flashpoint story from the comics. Now, of course, the whole Ezra Miller situation will make marketing this movie a bit of extra work. It's not impossible. I've seen people say, oh, it's impossible to market the movie. It's not. It's just going to make it a bit of extra work, because I'm not too sure what the whole, like all the finer details around Ezra's case and all of that, and when it ends or when Ezra is available to do stuff, if Warner Brothers wants them to do that anyway. So yeah, fully suited Barry Allen as the Flash could be what most of the promo stuff contains, which is what we're getting with the stuff we're going to go over. But of course, let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on this. Does this entice you more to see the Flash movie? You're going to get any of this stuff? Let me know your thoughts down there. Always curious. And of course, want to show your support, want to drop a like on the video to do all that. So the stuff we are going over is stuff that I think for the most part would just be on like t-shirts and hoodies, maybe like, you know, little like cups, stuff, things like that. Like the general, you know, branding and promo stuff that they put on those little items that you buy. This is what I think most of this stuff is for. But yeah, these are just the designs that will be printed on those items. I think they were actually selling these at CCXP, but these are the actual just digital designs that are going to be on those shirts and stuff like that. So the first one is this one where you get the big like Flash logo, but like a different design there. And it says saving the future and the past multiverse. So obviously there's a couple different things that we're going to go over which do sort of emphasize the multiverse aspect of this film. And that it is going to be tapping into the multiverse and properly, or I want to say properly exploring it, because we don't know to what extent that happens, but at least delving into it in some regard and it, you know, making it a thing within the DCU. With it also seeming to confirm that it's not just a multiverse situation that Barry Allen travels to, but it's also in the past as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. But the thing that caught a lot of people's eyes is this little bit here in the bottom right, which I'll sort of focus on and or zoom in on now. And that's when we get this little logo here, which this sort of caption sort of explains. Two idiot kids, or two Flashes, a retired vigilante, aka Batman, with the classic sort of you know, late 80s, early 90s Batman logo, and a half-charged super-powered alien. That's when we get the House of L, which isn't Superman, but it's Supergirl. So there was a lot of complaints about like them saying two idiot kids, which fair enough saying one of them is an idiot, like the other Barry Allen that we're going to be getting in this movie, which is the other character that Ezra Miller is playing. But our Barry should not be called an idiot. You know, Barry Allen's meant to be a pretty smart dude. So I can see the people going around that, getting annoyed about that, which I can understand that frustration. You know, I can understand it. But at the same time, they're just looking for some fun little keywords, or not keywords, but fun little, you know, taglines and stuff like that. I wouldn't take it too seriously. You know, you can't take it too seriously. It's just a bit of fun for a bit of promotional product. You know, there's other things in this, but obviously this does confirm that, well, something else we'll go over does confirm it as well, but this confirms that both of them will have speed. You know, both of them are going to have speeds to powers, though it appears that, you know, at the beginning when we were watching the trailer that we got, or the teaser thing we got at DC Fandom last year, that only one of them does, but I guess the story has to play out in the movie, you know? But obviously the Flashpoint connection with all this is the half-charged solar-powered alien. So instead of Superman like we got in the Flashpoint story, and that, you know, most would maybe have expected to be in a Flashpoint movie, we have Supergirl. So the half-charged thing, once again, saw people blowing up about this. I'm like, it's Flashpoint. This is connecting to the Flashpoint story, but instead of Superman, it's Supergirl. And even in the teaser trailer that we got from Fandom last year, there's a bit where Barry's in his suit and he sort of walks into this like reddish glowing room, and he looks up and you can see he's like someone's arm. That's obviously Supergirl's arm, and she's maybe like harnessed or strapped up into a room that's full of red sun energy, which is depowering her. So yeah, and I think throughout the movie, Supergirl's maybe going to get stronger and stronger the more that she's released and around Barry and outside in the proper sun and everything like that. So she might not be able to do anything at all at the beginning, but then towards the end, she can be proper Supergirl, at least to a certain degree proper Supergirl, and have decent powers. But the next thing is this one here, which I think this is maybe my favorite one of like something that's on a shirt, just because it seems to encapsulate everything. So we see the Flash or the Flash, and then the bottom below that does say saving the future and past again. It doesn't say multiverse like the other one did, but it does say future and past, so that's fine enough. But within the Flash, you get like that red silhouette of him running, which is cool. You can actually see within him Michael Keaton's Batman, I think, holding a Batarang, and then also Supergirl flying up in the air as well. So this is a cool design. Actually, it's probably my favorite of the one favorites of the ones that came out. I think there was a lot of talk around like Ben Affleck and stuff like that, but he plays such a minimal role in the movie, at least compared to Michael Keaton, that if you're going to advertise one Batman, it's going to be Michael Keaton's Batman. I mean, that just seems like the obvious thing, and he plays into the whole multiverse and Flashpoint situation, so that just seems like a no-brainer that's the one you advertise, just because it seems like Ben Affleck's Batman is just in a minimal amount of the movie. So I don't know why there's so much uproar about that, but I guess people just want to complain. But this is the one where we get like a proper first look at something which we only saw a partial thing of in that teaser trailer, and this is through this image here. So we can see, you know, the proper Barry Allen, or our Barry Allen, on the left there, and in the new Flash suit and everything like that, striking a pose. But next to him is another Barry Allen in another Flash suit. But you might think this looks a bit familiar, and that's because it's the Batman suit that's repurposed into a Flash suit. Like if you zoom in, you can see the Bat logo here. You can even see at the top of the head where the Flash, like on Barry's head, you can see that they've cut off the tip of the ears to make it more streamlined and stuff like that. And you can even see just the different little elements there. It looks like they've even like, is the stuff around the waist like tape and stuff like that to hold it together? Like, it's a very makeshift Flash suit, and they spray painted it red, but the paint's not holding on that well, or it's just a bit, you know, like a rush job, like you're not, you know, spray painted all too well to cover all of it, just to get most of it, and like a quick spray painted on lightning bolt and everything like that. We get the full look here, which most of the look, obviously we don't get to see the legs for the most part, but yeah, I think this is an interesting thing. I'm curious, like story-wise, what leads into this, because we're led to believe that Barry, like the other Barry or alternate Barry, who was meant to be younger as well apparently in the movie, he doesn't have speed, because I guess he hasn't gone through that incident where he would have gotten speed if that was ever going to happen anyway in his timeline. So he's too young for it. So I'm very curious whether they do like a thing that's in like the comic, and I guess also the animated movie, where Barry tries to give himself speed through the electrocute, you know, when they try to hit himself with like a thunderbolt or a lightning bolt, might I say. I wonder if that happens, but it's to give the other Barry speed. I don't know, something like that. That would, I guess, make sense. Maybe it's because they know they're going to need multiple speedsters to do what they need to do. I'm not too sure, but seeing this design is pretty cool. I think it's a pretty cool idea that's like the makeshift Flash suit for the other Barry. But yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. And the final thing, actually, it's not like there's only one more, but we get there's like a few more here. This is just another promo shot with Ezra's Barry just once again striking a pose. Not too much here. It's just that this is like a non-animated version of the Flash here. This is actually just like an actual photo, I guess, of Ezra with a bit of like Photoshop work done. I know there's still the mask still is a bit of a worry for me. It just looks a bit too open. But the rest of the suit I think I like for the most part. And this is the next one that a lot of people are like, what does this mean? So this is once again another shirt design. I think and I think it's a hoodie as well. I think you can get this in Target. I think it's in Target in America. Then you can pre-order it, or even just go in there and buy it now. But here it says Multiverse Chrono Bowl multiverse. Now, I don't really know what a chrono bowl is. The only thing I can think of is that chrono is in like chronological. So is it like a chrono bowl, like meant to be like a time? Is that meant to be like another word for like the timeline, or like an area in which like an avoided area where time doesn't exist or something, or where you can tap into different timelines? I'm not too sure exactly what chrono bowl means. If anyone does, let me know in the comments. But the actual design, I think, for this shirt is just called Chrono Bowl. So I guess a Chrono Bowl is going to be referenced multiple times in the movie, if not a place we actually visit, if it is a place. So yeah, intrigued to see what the hell that is. The next thing here is don't confuse motion with action. So there's just another, once again, it's the same designed Ezra's Barry running like we had in the other one with the other Flash, just with this little tagline here. I mean, it is what it is. It's nothing much there. And the last one here is very similar to the one we had before, where it's an actual picture of Ezra, but it's in black and white with the Flash tagged all over it, and it says "Save in the future and the past." Once again, so just sort of like a similar design, or a similar photo with a different design there. So not much there to talk about. But in regards to like the Flash as a whole, many are not expecting the first proper trailer for the Flash to come out until around the release of Shazam 2, which I think is in March. So that's about 3.5 months roughly before the Flash film releases in theaters. But maybe they do release a trailer, well before that. And then maybe they release another one before Shazam comes out to play alongside that. But yeah, I would be expecting that first proper official trailer to come out for Shazam 2. It doesn't mean it comes out literally, you have to go to watch Shazam to watch it, but maybe it comes out like in the week or two leading up to Shazam 2 coming out, so then it can play in trailers alongside it. So that lines up with actions from the past. I think if there was another Warner Brothers movie coming out, maybe end of this year or in January, maybe they would have released the Flash trailer to play alongside that, but I don't think there's anything coming out. I think the next proper Warner Brothers big movie is Shazam. So yeah, I guess we're waiting until then, or roughly around then, to get the next Flash trailer, and they probably release a Blue Beetle trailer around that time as well, because Blue Beetle is slated to, I think, only come out like 6 weeks after the Flash as well. So there's going to be a lot of DC movie trailers, I think, coming out in that first like 3 to 4 months of next year. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show your support. Let me know in the comments section down below your various opinions about everything we went over in this video and all that. Always curious to read it. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I will catch you guys later. Goodbye.